helps if I unmute that. Cool. And is that everything going? Should be. Just get that going now. Yeah, see how this all works out. Second time streaming now, but should be going pretty well. Just double check that everything's gone out on Twitter. Which it should have done. And yeah, I think we might be about ready to go. Yeah, let's give that a go. Right. Well, hopefully that's all sorted now, but yeah, if anyone's here, if you want to stop by and just say hi and let me know you're here, that'd be great. But we are looking at this Torcoal V deck anyway. Recently played this for my local Pokemon competition, which we were allowed to go to. And yeah, it's basically an energy denial deck because it controls Torcoal. And yeah, Torcoal has this amazing attack for Steam Crush for 120 damage. Discard 2 energies from your opponent's active Pokemon. And you've got Volcanion here to ideally go second and set up a Flare Starter to accelerate free energy to it, which is very nice. Great catcher to put out some Pokemon. Like such as, well, any GXs that are on the bench, they're getting energy to them. Not as useful now with Vs, but was useful at the time. But yeah, Crushing Hammer to get rid of some other energies, Pokegear to pull out your greens, which is the main engine of this deck, as we don't play any ability Pokemon. And yeah, greens is great for pulling out stuff like Quick Ball and Switch if you start with a Torcoal but you don't have the Volcanion going second. And yeah, Giant Half to find energy, but you want to be careful not to help out any other fire decks in the format. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, Welder to accelerate energy, Boss's Order to pull up enemies that have energy on the bench. And then yeah, Malolana for a little switching, little healing. Symphony Caitlyn mainly for draw. Occasionally you want something like your greens or your Welders back. And Capes of Toughness. And yeah, buff padding was originally what we used. But Cape of Toughness is just better because you can use it on Volcanion as well as the Torcoal. But yeah, unfortunately I have not yet to get enough Cape of Toughness. But anyway, and 12 energies because I personally like running a little bit of higher energy counts, but it's alright. But yeah, let's give this a go and see how we can do on the ladder. It's not an amazing deck, but it's a little bit of a cheaper deck. And yeah, you can just have a bit of a play around with it, and it's quite interesting. Quite like playing a little bit more of a control-y type deck. But let's see. Ooh, is it loading? Yeah, just about. Yeah, and we always really want to go second to get that Flare Blitz off, but we shall see how this goes. Yeah, there we go, perfect. Start with Torcoal. Not Torcoal, Volcanion even. And yeah, well, we'll leave it. I don't think it will be reset snap on the first turn. Hopefully, anyway. And yeah, just leave them guessing a little bit about what the deck's going to be. Oh, and it's a Deducii deck. Very interesting, and judging by that, probably Obstagoon as well. I haven't played this, but Volcanion is not scared in the slightest of it. And Torcoal can deal with the Obstagoon by discarding the energy, so it can't attack the following turn. So this should be an interesting matchup, but I think it's one we've got quite easily, especially with the setup we've currently got. But yeah, it doesn't look like they're there. As the countdown goes down. Oh, quick wall. Probably just trying to work out what they can do. I mean, Crushing Hammer is going to help against the Obstagoon because that's the main thing that walls us, as we are all basics. But as long as they miss one of their attacks, we can pretty much end them from there. I imagine this is search for a Zigzagoon. There he is. And there's another 10 on us. And there's a raw energy there, but they're down to a 1 hand size already, so. And we've got the fire energy, buff padding to double it up. We can Crushing Hammer them. Let's see if we can get a support first off, as we haven't done one yet. There's greens. Beautiful. Throw that down. What are we going to want in this matchup? I'm not entirely sure. As long as their hand stays low, I don't really mind. Maybe some more energies, that'd be useful. Boss's orders to get up the Zigzagoon before it gets strong. And yeah, there we go. Looks like no more Torcoal in the deck, so one's prized. But I don't think we should be using it. Yeah, tails. That's what you get. That's what you get. And we're not desperate for the energy at the moment. We don't mind drawing it. So maybe we should have kept that giant half in hand. But we'll see how this goes. Put it here. Could be a mistake if they bump our stadium next turn. Oh, rare candy straight to the Obstagoon. But it is stuck on the bench a bit. Where are they going to drop those 3 damage counters? I mean, if they can get a Professor's Research off this Jirachi, that would be very nice. However, if not, we can... Oh, there we go, perfect. But if they don't do anything... Yeah, they need an energy. And to deal with this... Yeah, because they'll get this up. They need an energy and a switch. There's the energy. And there's the switch. I'll scoop up net to get Jirachi out of active. Now, we could be in a little bit of trouble, but they didn't bump our stadium. So all we're going to do here is we're going to get rid of these energies. And yeah, we're not going to do any damage, but they're not going to attack the following turn. And it hopefully should be that. If they could take their prize cards, that would be brilliant. But yeah, maybe we should be benching this Torcoal now, just to make sure that this one's safe, but doing only 90 damage, it's going to take them quite a while to get through. And I imagine this is probably not running too much Obstagoon. There we go. Get rid of boss. We don't need you anymore. Bench you just so we have something there. We've always got the switch. Steamy Crush is going to get rid of those 2 energy, 2 Aurora energy as well. So they're probably not running too much dark in this deck. So that could really put them down. what are we looking at here? Yeah, maybe we should have kept the goon. We do have a problem if we can't get another Volcanian up. Because we do need that to deal with the Ducii. So we got a little bit ahead of ourselves, but we will take the knockout here. And we've got these fire crystals on our deck to recover the energy. But yeah, hopefully this prize is something useful. Another switch. Both switch. We're only running 2 in the deck. So yeah. What are they going to promote? I mean, if they have... I imagine they'd be very quickly to get this up if they had the Ducii and the rare candy in hand. Because this is a problem for us. But yeah, they've already got 2 in the discard, so I imagine they're probably running some ordinary rod. But they have promoted this one. Rare candy straight up. They do have the energy, but they're going to get 1 attack off us. And then we're going to send all this energy back. So, as I say, they're probably running ordinary rod. There was a Marnie, I didn't see what else. Probably not going to be doing too much to us. But here we go, we have this anyway. I don't want to bench it and it start taking damage, but I don't think we have much options. So let's giant half this away. If we had a welder, we'd probably be switching straight out to take the knockout on this, but we don't. So we're going to have to deal with this as it comes. We're going to get Marnied, so we are going to lose our switch, but we can always manually retreat. However, that full retreat cost is a high cost to pay, and probably not something we're going to want to do. However, they must have 1 engineer hand from the Rosa. I can't remember if it was a dark or a grass. But they do also have the Marnie in play, which I imagine, as I say, is going to make it come down, and we'll lose our switch. But another 4 cards, we don't mind. And I mean, if we get Mallow and Lana, we can heal the damage as well. But we only do run 1 of them, and I didn't check to see if it was prized. There we go. Hopefully this doesn't come up with too many answers for them. Cape of Toughness, we can put down a Volcanian. Fire Crystal, we've got 3 in the discard, so that's perfect. Symphony and Caitlin, we can get up that boss's orders as well. So if we put this here, we shall get these back. We probably do want our switches, so we can do this to shuffle our deck. And yeah, another little double check. What have we got? 2 switches in there now. Mallow and Lana is in the deck. 4 welders, sorry, but we haven't seen them. Fire crystals, yeah. That's Cynthia and Caitlin. Discarding. I was going to discard the Volcanian, but we'll probably discard the Quick Rule. Get the boss's orders up. Just to threaten that. We can get heads on this, that'd be perfect. Yep, brilliant. So I think we do have to go for the aggressive play here now. And manually retreat this. And start taking some knockouts. However, this is only going to do 50, so that probably wasn't the best call. But oh well, we'll get some damage on the board. And I don't think we're going to be attacked this turn, so that was a little bit of a misplay there, but not the worst. And I don't really know if I would have wanted to keep the Torcoal up there anyway. Jirachi boss's orders. That is a pain. Because now they can put up our Torcoal with no energy on it. Do have Poke Gear to possibly find the Malamalana. But they're happy sticking there. But what we can do now is we can take care of one of their other ones. I imagine we're getting a boss here, so we may as well put that down there. What do we want? Do we want a knockout? Really want to deal with this. So I think we put that there. Boss up this. The fresh one. And yeah, we're just going to hit big. 220 damage there. Another giant half. We can bump this, but I think all three of the Deducii are here. With one on the bench, so this isn't helping them. However, giant half isn't. And as I say, I'm still contemplating a ordinary rod play at some point. But we'll see what this happens here. They are going to deck themselves out very soon. Ooh. I don't really think that matters. We've got quite tanky boys. This will be a pain if that gets active. But there's not too much we can do to stop that. If we can get a welder, that'd be really nice. Nope. Greens. However, we can put the back turn. Perfect. Put that there. I don't think we have much energy in deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much is left in here? 4, 9. I think 3 a prize, possibly. Maybe 1 in deck, but doesn't matter. We can hit that down. Take a discard. Another boss's order. Ooh, I didn't realise the other one was prize, so that's quite nice. These 4 welders do not want to come out to play. We're over halfway through our deck now, and they have not come out once. We've been very lucky with the placement of our Pokemon tools, with both the buff padding ending up on the Torcoal and the Cape of Toughness on the Volcanion. Obviously, ideally want 3 of these instead, but we've been very fortunate. Where did they drop that? It must come down on the Volcanion. And I don't know if they're still there. Simple pass. They don't even want to play the energy down. And victory. Alright. Bit of a slow first game. But yeah, very interesting. What were they playing? 2 Obstagoons, all came down. 2 Dartrix, we didn't see any of them. They did have 1 Ordinary Rod, I don't know if that was prized, probably so. But only 1 Dark Energy, which had been discarded. But 2 Aura, they'd also been discarded. But actually, I don't know if this had been discarded. Yeah, very interesting deck. I like the idea of Deducii. However, I don't really know if it's going to work. 5 hours. I don't think we're going to make it to this Spalva. Hopefully we can get these 3 though. That would be quite nice. Mulligan, perfect. Torcoal V start, and we're going first. Not ideal, but we'll see. Ooh, and it's a Senti Scorch, so we're probably not going to want to put down that giant half to get some more energy, which thus current hand is not ideal. There's the benefit of having fiery flint in this deck, but obviously that's gone. Ugh. Well, by no means ideal. I suppose we just welder. It's a little bit painful onto the spare one. Hope to get him set up. We can get one back and set up the Volcanion, because I imagine this is going to evolve. Or VMAX. But no, Senti Scorch is definitely not a nice matchup for us. Guess we just sit here and take it and see how that goes for now. But Green's Exploration. So yeah, definitely going to evolve if they haven't got that Evo Instance and the VMAX in hand. Giant Half and Evo Instance, but the Giant Half will help us out. We did, however, just burn our welder. This will hurt coming down. However, I don't think it's a knockout. But next time it most definitely will. Giant Half. Get energy. Manually attached, bit of a slow game, but yeah, don't quite like the chances of this. Ooh, and there is a boss's order. It did 160 last turn, now it's going to do 80 more, and that's it. Right, I don't think there's any coming back from this, so we're just going to hand over the concede for that one. Because Senti Scorch is just a really bad matchup for us. Let's try and go for a third game and see how this goes. Ooh, Eternatus VMAX would be interesting. It's very low cost energy, so we are going second, so that's favourable. And we do have the greens and a Volcanion to start with. Brilliant. And we're going to get a mulligan too. So perhaps we don't even need to use the greens if we can draw into a quick ball or a Torcoal V. But we do have the fire energy in hand, which is also very helpful. Actually, not really a bad hand at all. Another greens. Oh, and it looks like another Zigzagoon. Or probably guessing Eternatus. Yeah, with capture energy. Eternatus V. There he is. And they just got unlucky with their start. Discarding the energy. very pretty little curve out there. They are burning through their energy though. Absol treating that a little bit harder. Don't really think we need to play the crushing hammer, as we are they're probably not going to be attacking with that zigzagoon. Do have Torcoal in deck. We don't have Cape of Toughness though. It's not in hand either, just double checking that. However, we're probably going to want energy. So maybe we should discard that, because we're not going to live a 270 attack with 260 HP with buff padding. Get this giant half down. Get that down now. Discard the fire energy. So we can pull it back with some of these fire crystals. Manual attach. Quick pull. Discarding the fire energy. Okay, Torcoal V. And Flare Starter. Put all three on to Torcoal V, so we're just one energy away from attacking with either one. And hopefully this sticks around, or they don't triple our hand. Don't think Eternatus V are playing very many stadiums, so hopefully our giant half should be alright. I mean, ideally we want a boss's orders now. Because they can be playing up to some Eternatus decks do play very heavy boss's order counts. Hopefully that will pull out the boss. And it does not. And our fire crystals are now buried in the deck. Have a poker gear, may be helpful. Just burn this giant half. May come to regret that. But we could start getting rid of this. And yeah, we'll wait till next turn. Didn't have the VMAX last turn, but then again, they could only attach one energy, so it could be coming into play now. And it looks like it is. Just hopefully this little Torcoal was safe. Oh no, it's Professor's research to dig down for some. Pokecom to find it. That's probably not how they wanted to find it. Maybe they don't play Evo Incense. I guess you have enough Pokemon in this deck to be doing it. What are they currently doing? 3 in hand, 30, 150. However, we can discard these 2 energy and put them back. So it's not the end of the world for us. Put Volcanion down there. How many energy discard? 4. We probably don't want to be just burning through it anymore. I don't know if they play anything like that. But we do very much want... There we go, greens is what we want, because we want some buff padding on this. Buff padding, and do we want a welder for next turn? We don't really, but we would quite like some card draw. Boss's order, in case they start getting something else up. That probably is a good call, just to be a little safer. Oh, and Absol is stopping our buff padding. Another reason we'd very much like to have the Cape of Toughness in this deck. I'm going to take 3 turns to get this down. Chaotic Swell. I'm also going to start making us have a bad day. Scoop up. Oh, are they going to start pinging us with zigzagoons? Oh, they're spreading damage around. Interesting. I don't know what that serves. Eval tower's now rotated, so we don't have to worry about that. Capture energy, we can just remove that straight off. Another Absol, definitely not getting the buff padding. But yeah, 4 energy down, capture energy down. Another capture energy down. I mean, I'm not quite sure what they're going for here. There goes our boss's orders. My hand's not quite as good. But perhaps we can get something off this. But do very much want that boss. Alright, we'll take greens if we can't get anything else. Yep. But we'll try one more time with this. Now we've shuffled the deck. Hopefully the boss is back up. There he is. Because we cannot afford for that to come back up and be hitting hard. There we go. Now 1 energy away. How many switch are they down? Just the 1. But how many do they play is the real question, I suppose. While we're quite comfortable with no energy on the board, we can very easily have this end very badly for us. There is one of those energies. Yeah, we can't leave this Torcoal. Probably need this Torcoal out of the active, but they probably do have bosses. Yeah, only one of them down. While we can greens to get one. It's not particularly helpful. And even if we just switch, we're just going to be stuck in the active with Volcanion, even if we get the 2 energies on because of this. I think we're in a bit of a bad way. Team Yell Grunt and hope they don't have the switch. But I have a horrible feeling they do. But they do need a switch and an energy. What have they got? They've got 7 cards in hand. It's quite possible. Oh, no, the Professor researching. Down to 2 cards in decks. So actually we can survive 2 turns. We'll deck them out. There's the 2 energy. But it does only have... Ooh, you hate to see it. But we are going to boss that straight up. And Torcoal is going to swing big for that, for the knockout. And get rid of the energy in the process as well. But it's going anyway. And there we go, the concede. With only 2 cards left in deck, I don't really know what way that was going to go. Just unfortunately they didn't have the switch. Because we were not in a great match up there. But yeah, anyway. I'll probably give it one more go and then we'll see how this goes. No basics. All 3 crushing hammers though. Well, not all 3. Volcanian. Quite nice. We are going second. Worst case scenario, we can accelerate to this Volcanian. And it is a steel type deck. Very interesting. Quite good, but that mail metal is going to be a pain. Crushing hammer to keep it at bay with me not is going to be quite useful. But yeah, we really would quite like a Torcoal. Stunfisk V with that trapping bite attack. It's already getting pretty tanked up. What's that on now? 250, 270 with the metal energy. That ability there. Little cute chubby cheeks did any. And a Stellar Wish. 290 HP now. It's going to take a lot to get rid of that. Quick ball, perfect. Don't really know what we want to get rid of. Probably this Volcanian. What have we got in deck? 1 Pokegear is prized. 4 of them. 1 buff padding is prized. 3, 10, 9. And 1 energy. Fortunately, we've got the type advantage, but with that Stunfisk powering up, we are not in the bestest of places. Do we want a Symphony Gate then? I mean, we kind of just want greens, don't we? There we go. Half the cards. And what was it I was after? I was after some energy. And let's put the welder in so we can get that up next turn. We don't need it. Or we just get Cape of Toughness. Let's do that. We do that. And yeah, probably going to want to start. Do we want to discard something? Probably do. Go to Symphony and Caitlin. Probably could have held on to that for a bit, but we'll see. Don't think they'll be playing a stadium. But yeah, they may well be running a Viridian Forest to get steel energy for this. Zamazenta V. Not too much of a problem for us. No special energy in this deck. And no VMAXs. Additional 20 damage. 2 energies in discard. 4 turbo patches they seem to be playing, and metal source. I mean, this is going to be a problem. Now, weakness guard energy is going to be a pain too. Crushing hammer, hopefully this can answer. It does not. And we're just going to knock ourselves out if we do that. so probably going to have to sit here. Probably could have just actually accelerated with flare starter. But yeah, we'll just pass for now. This Torcoal V is going to be a pain though. Trapping bite. Very much scared of this though, so we might just boss this up and start trying to deal with it, because we cannot be losing these 4 energy unless we can. Yeah. Or do we boss it up and make sure we get rid of it? Kind of wasn't expecting to hit heads. I think we get rid of this. We don't care about its energy, and then we start dealing with this one. Put this on too. And yes, we're on attack. 240. Don't know if they're particularly trying to play this for the secondary ability of Full Metal Wall GX, but to discard all energy if your opponent's active Pokemon. But it's quite easy to do, so we can be a little bit wary of that. Probably more wanting to make sure their Stunfisk can take an extra 30 damage. This is getting very big. And there's a switch. However, they didn't attach to this, because if we didn't do that, they could have metal sources to that and then discarded our energy. So what we are going to do here, we are... Can we knock them out? They have how much health? We'll put them down to 220. We can actually knock them out if we get rid of their tool. So that can go. And then we are going to hit them, taking 120 ourselves. However, they're going to get 240 and 2 energy will go, and then it will be knocked out. We're surviving with 60 HP, which is not the best situation to be in. However, I don't think they can attack this turn. There goes a Berserker. What are they trying to find? If they find a 1 energy attacker, we might be in trouble. A Dedenne. If they're going to fill their bench, we should be fine. Bit odd to sell a Wish before Dedenne, but there we go. Cape of Toughness is pretty good for them. However, I don't think anything there's going to be saved with having 50 extra HP with the weakness. But how many weakness guard energies are they playing? I mean, 1 is in the discard at the moment. We very much need a second Pokemon set up. Zacian V. That could be trouble. And they got all 3 energies. Right. We need to get going. We need to start cooking with something. Let's get these out. Start setting up another Torcoal V. Unfortunately, gonna have to discard one of our fire energies. And take greens because that will help us draw something to help. Whereas boss. It would be very helpful now, but I might, if they can't get the Jirachi out of the active, we should be fine. But we probably want a welder next turn. In fact, we're going to put, do we want to attack? Because if we attack, will go down. If we don't attack though, they will pull something out. But they've only got 3 cards in hand. They'll draw 1, then go into another 1. They've only played 1 switch. 21 cards in deck. I think we try and hold ourselves. So if they can't get out of the active, they will be stuck. But then 1 energy attachment at the moment will do it if you're actually being unasleep, awake even, you might say. Stellar Wishing, and they get a Marnie, so our boss play was for nothing anyway. And a Mallow and Lana is about to come in as well. However, if we can get a welder off this, we shall be seeing very pretty. Switch. Not too helpful now. And that is not a welder. But we will have to be using it. There was 4 welders in decks as well. They just weren't the top 7 cards. Reset stamp. It depends if they can switch out of the active to attack again. Do I feel lucky? I think if we stamp them down to 3, we should be okay. I mean, they may start attaching to this if they can see that they're going to get it discarded. But they... Oh, Marnie. You hate to see it. But that is perfect. That's fine. We can deal with this. They're not going to be playing Mallow and Lana. They could be playing switches. They are starting to pair up that Zamazenta. And it's just the Intrepid Sword. Looks like they might have an energy. But yeah, there we go. Oh, I completely missed that. That was my go. But we're going to be weldering both of these onto Torcoal. And yeah, I think we're just going to sit. I think we've already burnt one of our giant halves, so we could hold this and hope for our power plant. But this is going to do 240. It will survive with that cape, but they're just going to concede anyway. Alright, well, there we go. There's a few games of that, and we're probably going to call it a day here, but I hope you enjoyed that if you watch this, or if you're watching this back, even. But, yeah. Anyway, that was Torcoal V. Quite an interesting little control deck. But, yeah, if you have any other deck suggestions for me to look at, let me know. But, yeah, keep well, and until the next time, we shall see you then. Bye.